Do you feel overwhelmed by clutter and don't know where to start? You're not alone. And today, we're tackling the 5 biggest obstacles that keep people stuck, along with simple solutions to finally create a clutter-free home. Decluttering is a journey that many of us embark on, hoping to find peace, clarity, and order in our lives. Yet, it often begins with overwhelming stress, the weight of clutter creeping into every corner of our homes and minds. The emotional toll can feel insurmountable, especially when sentimental items tug at our hearts, or we're faced with the sheer volume of things to sort through. But decluttering isn't just about tidying up, it's about addressing the root causes of why the clutter exists in the first place. For many, it's a cycle of acquiring more than they need, holding on to items just in case, or avoiding the emotional confrontation of letting go. These habits turn decluttering into a temporary fix rather than a long-term solution. Take a moment to reflect on your own space. How many items have been kept because of guilt, fear, or nostalgia? These emotional ties can often cloud our judgment, making it harder to see that our homes are meant to serve us, not weigh us down. And then there's the practical side. You might find yourself decluttering one day, only to rebuy similar items a week later. Without clear systems in place, like managing inflow and outflow or creating routines to maintain order, the clutter inevitably returns. The truth is, decluttering requires both emotional courage and practical strategies. It's not just about removing things from your home, but transforming how you view and manage your possessions. Let's dive deeper into the mistakes people often make during this process and how you can overcome them to create a clutter-free, peaceful home. I remember the first time I truly tried to declutter my home. It wasn't just about organizing my space. It was about confronting years of memories, emotions, and habits. I stood in the middle of my living room, surrounded by piles of things I had convinced myself I needed. Some items had been passed down from loved ones, others were gifts I felt too guilty to let go of, and then there were the what-if items, the ones I might need someday. One of the hardest things to face was a box of my childhood keepsakes. It had been sitting in my closet for years, untouched. I knew I didn't use or even look at those things, but letting go felt like losing a part of myself. That's when I realized the first brutal truth about decluttering. It's not just about the stuff. It's about the emotions we've attached to it. Then there's the mistake I made more times than I care to admit, decluttering only to rebuy the same kind of clutter later. I'd drop off bags at the donation center, only to find myself browsing aisles of discounted home decor or clothes that I didn't need. It was a vicious cycle. I thought I was making progress, but I was only treating the symptoms, not the root cause. So, how do we break free from this? It starts with a mindset shift. Letting go of sentimental items doesn't mean letting go of the memories or the love attached to them. I started asking myself, does this item bring value to my life right now, or am I holding on to it out of fear or guilt? I also learned to adopt sustainable systems for managing my space. For example, I set a strict rule: if something new comes in, something old has to go out. This simple system has kept me from falling back into old habits of overaccumulating. Decluttering is deeply personal, and it's okay to move at your own pace. Start with the easiest items and build momentum. Celebrate small wins, whether it's clearing out one drawer or donating one box. Every step forward matters. When I look back on my journey, I realized that the process of decluttering taught me more about myself than I ever expected. It's not just about creating a tidy space. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and peace of mind. Now, let's explore the mistakes we often make when dealing with clutter and how we can turn them into opportunities for growth. Have you ever spent hours decluttering, only to feel like your space looks just as chaotic a week later? It's frustrating, isn't it? You're not alone. Decluttering can feel like an endless battle, but often, it's because of a few common mistakes that keep us stuck in the cycle of clutter. Let's break them down and figure out how to overcome them. The first mistake many of us make is diving in without a clear plan. It's tempting to grab a random box or drawer and start tossing things, but without a strategy, it's easy to burn out or lose focus. Instead, take a moment to create a simple plan. Start small, pick one category, like clothes or books, and set a specific goal for what you want to accomplish. Breaking it down into manageable steps makes the process feel less overwhelming and keeps you on track. Next, there's the classic just-in-case trap. How many times have you held on to something because you might need it someday? I've been there, holding on to that extra set of kitchen utensils or that jacket I haven't worn in years. The truth is, most of these items end up collecting dust. A helpful mindset shift is to trust that if you truly need something in the future, you'll find a way to get it. Letting go creates space for what truly matters in your life right now. Another mistake is avoiding the emotional attachment to items. It's not just about the stuff, it's about the memories and feelings tied to them. That's why it's so hard to let go of gifts from loved ones or items from our past. A powerful question to ask yourself is, does this item still serve me, or am I keeping it out of guilt or nostalgia? Remember, you're not discarding the memories. Those stay with you even if the object goes. One of the biggest pitfalls is rebuying clutter. It's easy to declutter, feel accomplished, and then fall into old habits of shopping for things you don't need. To break this cycle, set rules for yourself, like waiting 24 hours before making a purchase or asking, do I truly need this, or is it an impulse? Finally, a mistake many people make is trying to tackle everything at once. Decluttering your entire home in a weekend might sound appealing, but it often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, embrace consistency over intensity. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to decluttering. Those small efforts add up over time and are much more sustainable. The key to success is recognizing these mistakes and taking intentional steps to avoid them. Start with one small change today, whether it's letting go of a just-in-case item or setting a rule for new purchases. Every little step brings you closer to the clutter-free life you deserve. Let's keep this momentum going by exploring more ways to simplify and create a home that truly serves you. Did you know that a cluttered home can increase your stress levels and even put your body in a constant state of survival mode? Studies show that clutter isn't just a physical problem, it has a real mental and emotional toll. But here's the good news, breaking free from clutter is possible. And it starts with understanding a few key truths about the process. The first truth is that decluttering is more about mindset than stuff. It's easy to focus on the physical act of clearing out, but without the right mindset, clutter has a way of creeping back in. Start by asking yourself, why do I want to declutter? Is it to create more peace, to reduce stress, or to reclaim your space? Having a clear purpose keeps you motivated when the process feels tough. Next, let's talk about systems. Decluttering isn't a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. Think of your home as a living, breathing space that needs consistent care. Create systems that make it easy to maintain order. For example, implement the one-in, one-out rule. For every new item you bring into your home, let go of an old one. It's a simple but powerful habit that prevents clutter from building up again. One of the most challenging truths about decluttering is dealing with emotional attachments. Sentimental items often hold us back, but it's important to remember that memories aren't in the objects, they're in us. Instead of keeping everything, choose a few meaningful pieces to cherish. For the rest, consider taking photos or journaling about the memories they represent. This way, you can honor the past without letting it weigh down your present. Consistency is another essential piece of the puzzle. Many people approach decluttering as a one-time purge, but the reality is that small, consistent efforts are much more effective. Set aside just 10 to 15 minutes a day to tackle a specific area. Over time, these small actions add up to big results. Finally, remember that transformation takes time. Decluttering is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to feel overwhelmed or make mistakes along the way. The key is to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Whether it's clearing out a single drawer or rethinking your shopping habits. Every small step brings you closer to the clutter-free life you deserve. Take a moment to visualize how it would feel to walk into a home that's calm, organized, and truly yours. That vision is within your reach. Start today, no matter how small the step, and know that you're creating space for a life that supports your happiness and well-being. Decluttering can feel like an impossible mountain to climb. Maybe you've tried before, but the sheer amount of stuff, or the emotions tied to it, made you stop before you even got started. You're not alone. And the good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. Today, I'll share simple, practical steps to make decluttering feel manageable and even empowering. First, let's address the overwhelm. It's easy to think you need to tackle your entire home in one weekend, but that's a recipe for burnout. Instead, start small. Choose one drawer, one shelf, or one corner of a room. Set a timer for 15 minutes and focus only on that area. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. By breaking it down, you'll build momentum without feeling defeated. One of the biggest barriers to decluttering is emotional attachment. Sentimental items, gifts from loved ones, or things you spent a lot of money on can be hard to let go of. Here's a tip. Instead of focusing on the guilt of letting something go, ask yourself, does this item still serve me? If it doesn't, it's okay to release it. Remember, letting go of an object doesn't mean letting go of the memories or the person associated with it. Once you've started letting go, it's important to create systems to maintain the progress you're making. For example, designate a donation box in your home where you can place items you no longer need as you come across them. When it's full, take it to your local charity. This simple system keeps clutter from piling up again. Another common mistake is aiming for perfection. Decluttering isn't about creating a Pinterest-perfect home. It's about making your space work for you. Celebrate the small wins along the way, like clearing off a countertop or finally organizing that junk drawer. These victories add up and remind you that progress is possible. Finally, don't forget to reflect on how far you've come. Decluttering is a journey, and every step you take, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. Share your progress in the comments, or with a friend who's on a similar journey. You might just inspire someone else to take that first step too. Your home doesn't have to be perfect to bring you peace. By starting small, addressing emotional barriers, and creating simple systems, you'll be well on your way to a clutter-free, more joyful life. Clutter can be one of the most frustrating and overwhelming things to deal with. It drains your energy, takes up your time, and can even affect your mental well-being. If you've ever felt stuck in your decluttering journey, you're not alone. Today, we're tackling the top 5 problems people face when trying to declutter, and more importantly, how to solve them. Problem 1. Feeling overwhelmed by the sheer amount of stuff. The first challenge is often the most daunting. Where do you even begin? When your home feels like chaos, starting can seem impossible. Solution: start small. Focus on one drawer, one shelf, or one corner of a room. Use the 5-item rule. Find just 5 things to donate, toss, or relocate. This small step creates momentum, and before you know it, you'll feel ready to tackle bigger spaces. Problem 2. Emotional attachment to possessions. Many people struggle to let go of items that have sentimental value or represent past experiences. Solution: shift your mindset. Instead of thinking about what you're losing, focus on what you're gaining: more space, more peace, and more freedom. For sentimental items, keep just a few that truly matter and honor them by displaying or storing them thoughtfully. The rest can be let go with gratitude. Problem 3. Rebuying clutter. Decluttering feels pointless if you end up rebuying the same types of items you just got rid of. Solution: practice mindful shopping. Before buying something new, ask yourself, do I truly need this? Will it add value to my life? Creating a wish list and waiting 30 days before making a purchase can also help curb impulse buying. Problem 4. Feeling burdened by just-in-case items. We've all held on to things thinking, I might need this someday. But these items often take up space without ever being used. Solution: be realistic. If you haven't used something in a year, chances are you won't need it. Donate or recycle it so it can serve someone else. If it turns out you need it later, you can usually borrow or replace it. Problem 5. Struggling to maintain progress. Decluttering once is one thing, but keeping your home organized long-term can feel like an uphill battle. Solution: create simple systems. For example, adopt a one-in, one-out rule. When you bring something new into your home, let go of a similar item. Set aside 10 minutes a day to tidy up, and involve your family or housemates in maintaining a clutter-free space. By addressing these common problems with practical solutions, you can transform your home into a space that feels calm, organized, and truly yours. Now, It's time to take action. Start small, focus on progress over perfection, and remember that every item you let go of brings you one step closer to the home you deserve. Share your progress in the comments. I'd love to hear about the challenges you're overcoming and the solutions that are working for you.